who we work with.
Hi, my name's Cat Sheridan, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm Senior Producer Unlimited. That means I look after our brilliant programme of work across Develop, Support, Connect and Commission, across national and international projects, and our brilliant programme team. So at Unlimited, we specifically commission professional disabled artists. That means you have to be over the age of 18 and you can't be in full-time education. You also need to have some sort of track record for our independent panels to get to know you and your work. Crucially, the work has to be disabled-led, and by that we mean that it's got to be power and creative decisions sitting with the disabled artist or the disabled-led company rather than a non-disabled producer or a non-disabled organisation. We also ask for the work to be high quality, innovative and ambitious.
Biggest challenge as a commissioner?
What is the biggest challenge facing us as a commissioner? I mean, we have to name the fact that the world is not in a great place right now with late-stage capitalism and huge crises happening all across the globe. But also we're specifically working with disabled people and disabled artists, often whom are from a huge varied range of backgrounds and come with all sorts of intersectional barriers that they're facing day in, day out. And so we have to acknowledge that and respond to that. And I think that's why it's no longer good enough for us to just be a commissioner. So I don't think we would be serving our artists if we weren't looking at a holistic whole picture of their life cycle in the industry beyond us and thinking about how we remove ourselves ultimately from that ecology, because we don't want to be here forever.
Artists right now.
It's a really tricky time to be any kind of artist right now, but particularly a disabled artist, and that's triply so if you are also making overtly political or quote-unquote controversial work. We're always trying to hold space for that creative risk. We have ambitious and innovative in our core criteria because, as I say, for us it's not about just making sure as many disabled artists are in the industry and as funded as possible. That's great, but we want to be able to back and take artistic and creative risks. Totally acknowledge that it's getting harder and harder to kind of hold space for some of that work. The global pressures, the financial pressures are making decisions, I guess, more and more high stakes than they've ever been. And that ultimately is going to push a lot of people, a lot of organizations to be more risk averse and to be safer. And therefore, the pool of that creative risk and the artists being able to take creative risks gets smaller and smaller.
Challenging the sector.
We as a disabled-led team are really aware of the myriad of unequitable working practices out there, particularly in the creative industries. I mean, the pace that we all move at, the expectation of going above and beyond, the amount of times that freelance and non-freelance disabled people are asked to work free or to give their expertise or the creative input. We're trying to change all of that by actually testing, trialing different ways of working. What does it look like if we encourage the artists we commission to specifically budget for rest days after periods of work? We want them to pay themselves for that. We're trying to find these things out and embracing the failure in doing so that we can evidence to the industry that it's possible. And so that we can be part again of that learning, of that ecology of learning, rather than putting ourselves on a plinth and saying, we've got the answers. This is how we do it. We are constantly trying to connect with our artists and understand what they need. It's that shared learning and that shared openness of failure and success, I think ultimately is going to bring about change.
For more information, visit weareunlimited.org.uk. Our work is supported by Arts Council England, Arts Council of Wales, Creative Scotland and British Council.